Okay, let's talk about the last week of Vancouver Canucks hockey, starting with Game 16 against the Columbus Blue Jackets. I thought the Canucks looked great in this game. Max Sasson made a nice defensive play, Atu Ratu had a chance to score but hit the post, Elias Pettersson lasered one just over the net on a nice rush, Evander Kane came about as close as you can to scoring without actually scoring, Quinn Hughes was turning ankle bones into mashed potatoes, gross. But no Canuck played better than Drew O'Connor did in this game. Not only did he get the primary assist on this beautiful goal from Jake DeBrusk to put Vancouver up 1-0, but when the Canucks found themselves down by a goal with just over a minute left in the second period, it was O'Connor who came in clutch to tie the game up at 2s heading into the third. Then, just a few minutes into the final frame, thanks to some nice moves from Tyler Myers, Connor Garland scored. Beautiful. 3-2 Vancouver. Kevin Lankinen was between the pipes for the Canucks in this one, and he was solid. He made a handful of big saves to keep Vancouver in the fight, and even though he allowed 3 goals, including Kirill Marchenko's game tire with 10 minutes left in the third, I thought he played pretty well. And luckily for my neighbors, the Canucks locked in after that. In the final 5 minutes of the game, Brock Besser scored a beauty. Look how he handled this pass from Sherwood. Can you do that? I can't. Anyway, 4-3 Canucks. Then, when Ratu took a bad penalty, giving the Blue Jackets a late power play and a chance to tie the game, Kevin Lankinen and Elias Pettersson stepped up and shut the door in their face. Look at these blocks from Petey. Can you do that? I might be able to, but there's no way I'm getting up after. Canucks won 4-3. Now, on to Game 17 against the Colorado Avalanche, the Canucks' third back-to-back of the season. Kevin Lankinen was starting in net again because Thatcher Demko is injured. Well, kind of. I'm not really sure what's going on with him, to be honest. I don't know if anyone does. It's fine for now, though. I'll tell you when it's time to panic. And honestly, I thought Kevin Lankinen was solid again, despite having played the night before, but even he couldn't stop the terrifying offense of the Colorado Avalanche. And by that, I mean Nathan MacKinnon. Big Mac put 2 behind the Finnish netminder before we even hit the 10-minute mark of the first period. 2-0 Avalanche. Evander Kane laid a big hit. Arshdeep Bains had a chance to score. Lucas Reichel almost banked one in. Linus Karlsson scored. That's his first of the season. 2-1 Avs. Connor Garland baited Cale Makar into throwing a temper tantrum and taking a bad penalty. Canucks couldn't capitalize on the power play though. Kiefer Sherwood pushed a guy offside to stop a scoring chance for Colorado. Then he scored his 10th goal of the season. 2-2. Elias Pettersson had a great game. He was buzzing around the net all night. He had like 4 or 5 decent scoring chances, but couldn't beat the Avs goaltender Mackenzie Blackwood. He was also a menace in the defensive zone again, something we're getting pretty used to seeing from him at this point. And he went 18 for 29 in the faceoff dot, which is really, really good. Here's a cool stat for you. Elias Pettersson has the most blocked shots of any forward in the entire NHL right now. Also, Evander Kane is tied for second in the league for most penalties drawn. Unfortunately, he's also tied for second in the league for most penalties taken, so it kind of cancels itself out, I guess. Actually, what do you think happened next? A few minutes after Colorado took the lead in the third period, do you think Kane took a penalty or drew a penalty? He took one. But on the ensuing Avs power play, Drew the Doc O'Connor scored short-handed to tie the game at 3. Everyone stop eating apples. We need the Doc to stick around. Tom Wielander got called for holding. Colorado scored on the power play, 4-3 Avalanche. This was probably Quinn's best game of the season so far, whether that's because he's starting to get back into the Hughes groove or because he subconsciously elevates his play when he's up against the other best defenseman in the world. I'm not sure. Who cares? He was flying. He came in clutch in the final minutes of this one by drawing a penalty and then setting up the game-tying goal on the power play that followed. Jake DeBrusk, baby. What a deflection. 4-4 tie game. Colorado won in overtime. Now, before I talk about Vancouver's most recent tilt, I gotta give a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Knead Massage Studio. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., Knead's team of massage therapists offer head-to-toe massage services in a serene and soothing space designed for relaxation. There's a reason this place was voted Vancouver's best massage therapy clinic by the Georgia Straight in 2024. And guess what? They've got a special offer just for us knuckheads. If you click the top link in the description of this video and use the code NUCK10 when booking your appointment, Knead will give you 10% off your foot or body massage excluding RMT services. Located at 637 East 15th Avenue, Knead is the place to heal, recover, and disconnect. So do yourself a favor and click the top link in the description of this video and use code NUCK10 for 10% off your foot or body massage. Okay, let's talk about Game 18 against the Winnipeg Jets. I was actually at this game, but before I could really get into it, a goal from Jonathan Toews sent me spiraling into flashbacks of those late 2000s playoff heartbreaks against the Chicago Blackhawks. Those wounds have yet to fully heal, I guess. I don't know. 1-0 Jets. Thatcher Demko was back from his mysterious injury, so that's good. Nothing to worry about there, right? Here he is making a killer save. Quinn Hughes was dynamite for the second game in a row. I mean, he's always one of, if not the best player on the ice, but he's really starting to look like Quinn Hughes again, if you know what I mean. Here he is playing catch with Kiefer Sherwood, a play that led to Chief Keef's 11th goal of the season, 1-1. Then, just 90 seconds after that, Quinn was back at it, this time on the power play, sending a nice feed up to Jake DeBrusk, who absolutely cannoned one short side past Jets goaltender Connor Hellebuyck. 2-1 Vancouver. The Jets scored 2 goals in 15 seconds to regain the lead. 3-2 Winnipeg. Then there was a scary moment about halfway through the second period where Hughes went down and appeared to be injured. It's not entirely clear what happened, although if I were to give it my best guess, I'd say his shoulder may have been dislocated. Either way, I'm sure I wasn't the only one who had poo leaking out of my bumhole watching Hughes walk down the tunnel. Whoever keeps cursing this team, can you stop? Even just for one season, please. Now, Hughes did return a few minutes later, so Nuke dodged, but only slightly. Thatcher Demko did not come out for the second period. I repeat, Thatcher Demko did not come out for the second period. Apparently, he has a lower body injury unrelated to the one he was dealing with last season. They're saying it might be his groin. Whatever it is, he's going to be out for the next 2 to 3 weeks, so, hold your breath, I guess. However, it's worth noting that Kevin Lankinen is a very good goalie as well. In fact, I think he's better than a handful of the guys other teams have as their starter. He's not Demko, but he sure looked like it in this game. Look at some of the saves he was making. The guy played in back-to-back games on the weekend, came into this one cold, and is doing stuff like this? He's a backup? As long as Lankinen's playing like this, we should be fine. For the rest of the second period, the Canucks were pounding the Jets with scoring chance after scoring chance after scoring chance. Filip Hronek blasted one off the iron. Jake DeBrusk made a beautiful move but got robbed by the left pad of Connor Hellebuyck. And despite their best efforts, the score remained the same heading into the final frame. Drew O'Connor got called for high sticking. The Jets scored on the power play. 4-2 Winnipeg. Vancouver didn't give up though. Obviously, they kept pushing, they were getting their chances, but when they finally capitalized on one of those chances, there was only 90 seconds left in the game. The Jets scored on the empty net and won 5-3. By the way, Canucks Central host Satiar Shah will be joining me on the Knuckhead podcast this week, so if you have any questions you want me to ask him, leave them in the comments below. The episode will be coming out on Friday. And if you want a recap of the Canucks season up to this point, click the video on your screen right now to start from Game 1. Shout out to the nerds who predicted the outcomes of these games correctly. Comment your score predictions for the next 3 games down below. If you get any right, I'll shout you out in the next video. Thank you to the channel members who make these videos possible. Their names are scrolling by on the screen right now. Look how cool they look. If you want to become one, just click the join button. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye.